when people wonder why employees aren't disciplined or harsher action taken for bad management or bad performance, when they're given performance awards for that conduct or for that performance, it's hard now for the management to come back and say, you shouldn't have done that and we're gonna discipline you for it.
Is it common around other agencies to have that type of payment for the high stakes, supposedly, I'm quoting, high stakes games? Are there other agencies? I've never heard of somebody getting a salary and then getting a bonus on top of it for basically closing down cases. Is that common?
The language that you're referencing was in the justification for the award. We thought that was inappropriate, and when we saw it and learned of it, we brought it to the attention of the administrator. And in fact, I think it came to our attention from somebody from the public who had gotten a hold of that justification through an FOIA request. So it's actually public information.
So it's inappropriate, but they're still doing it apparently from what we just heard.
Yeah, I should say that that particular award was a number of years ago, but it was in connection with one of the cases that the special master reviewed. But I think the point we were trying to make in our report was not that criminal enforcement is unnecessary. We think the criminal enforcement capabilities are necessary. We just think that criminal investigators ought to be used to conduct criminal investigations, and non-criminal investigators or inspectors should be used to enforce regulations, and NOAA has mixed the two up. So we think that criminal investigators ought to be out investigating those provisions that have, real serious criminal provisions or implications, and that the Magnuson-Stevens regulations should be enforced by regulatory inspectors.
Mr. Schwab, so what does it take to actually get fired at NOAA? I mean, everything we've heard is just, I got to tell you, watching the special that Dan Rather did, being on this for a year and a half now, some of the things we've heard, and I haven't heard of one person being fired at NOAA. Is that going to change? Is there going to ultimately be somebody held accountable for some of these things?
Well, as I've said before, without speaking to individual cases, I think there's a distinction between whether someone has been fired and whether someone has been held accountable.